I'm Carol Stevenson. This special program is being seen live in Japan and the United States simultaneously. Our reporter, Dick Wolfsey, is at the home of our American family. Dick?
Hello, everybody. I'm visiting with the Osmond family near Columbus, Ohio. This is their home. It's Saturday. It's March 24th. It's 8 o'clock. It's, they say, 45 degrees. It seems a little chillier, and there's a chance of rain. Now, I have today's newspaper right here, and there are a couple of top stories in the New York Times. There's one about President Reagan. That's pretty common. There's a story about Honduras, and there's a story about Russia. Nothing in the paper that I see about Japan. But in Japan right now, watching this program is a Japanese family. And Mr. Tamaya, our reporter, is with the family. And Tamaya-san, are you there?
Hi.
Yes.
Companion Qube Special.
Good morning. This is Companion Qube Special. I am now in Iwakura, Kyoto. I am visiting Shimada family. Today is Sunday, 25th March 1984. The weather in Kyoto is, well, yesterday we had the rains, but it's fine today. The temperature is about 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, this is today's newspaper, Asahi Shimbun. Well, we see a lot of articles concerning America. For example, well, I penciled in, red pencils marks the articles concerning America, the United States. In each page we see some articles relating to the United States. This describes how we are interested in America. Now, today we are visiting Shimada families, and we are connecting this place to Osmond's family and 2 studios. This is a broadcast live, connecting 4 locations. We are going to see what is the lifestyle of the Japanese and Americans.
この放送は信頼と創造の富士通の提供でお送りします。ルルルジェセ
頂点
愛されて人気頂点富士通のオアシスは仲間を加えてさらに充実幅広いラインナップの中から選べます。ワープロはオアシス春のサクセスキャンペーン実施中。
富士通のワープロオアシスをこれから使ってみたい、すでに使っているが機能をフルに生かしてみたい、このようなニーズにお応えしたのがオアシスサークル。そこで今日は富士通丸の内サロンプリズムを覗いてみます。お邪魔します。随分たくさんのオアシスが並んでいますね。
はい、2000円で6ヶ月の会員になっていただきまして、ワープロを自由にお使いいただいているわけでございます。私どものコンパニオンが親切丁寧にお教え申し上げております。
いかがですか、こちらのサークルは。会社がこの近くのもので、よくお昼休みにこちら来て利用させていただいております。
最近慣れましたんで調子が出てまいりました。
あなたももう一つの書斎としてお気軽にご利用になりませんか。お問い合わせはここプリズム、またはお近くの富士通大江ショールームへどうぞ。
Good morning, my name is Sekiguchi. Good morning, I'm Sherman Koda. Today's Companion Qube Special is linking the living rooms of 2 families in Japan and the US. In addition, it's also connecting this ABC studio and the Qube studio in Columbus, Ohio, in the US. So this program is simultaneously being relayed live from 4 different locations. Furthermore, this program is the first attempt ever to conduct a survey of attitudes in the US and Japan by the utilization of interactive systems. Carol, do you hear me?
Yes, I do, Sekiguchi-san.
Well, Japan and the United States is close to each other, isn't it?
It's amazing. We will be using the interactive to learn about each other's lifestyles, jobs, and families. It's a very immediate and personal way to communicate using this new technology. And we're thrilled here at Warner Amex to be a part of this historic occasion.
Yes, truly, we are looking for the results. Now, let us ask the first question. Before that, let me introduce the interpreters. We have Ms. Fukushima and Mr. Funayama. And this is broadcast in the United States. Yes, this is broadcast in Japan and in the 6 cities in the United States: Columbus, Cincinnati, Dallas, Houston, Pittsburgh, and St. Louis. And 300,000 people are watching this TV program. I think it's really the start of a new epoch. Now the first question. Let me ask the viewers in Japan and the US. Be ready to choose your answer. The first question is this. Well, when did you last say "I love you" to the most important people in your life? The first question, when did you last say "I love you" to the most important people in your life? The first button, in the past 24 hours. Second, in the past week. Third, in the past year. Fourth, can't remember. Now, touch now.
Let me remind all of you who are watching and responding that you are anonymous, and we want very much to hear your opinions. You've touched the response button, and then respond.
Yes, there is some explanation. Carol, in Japan, Americans seem to saying "I love you" repeatedly, and they kiss each other quite often. Is it true, Carol?
It's not like in the movie, Sekiguchi-san. But Dick, what about Mr. and Mrs. Osmond?
Well, here we are with the Osmond family. We're going to meet them officially in just a moment, but Marty Osmond, you touched in on which button on that? What did you say? How often?
Whenever she needs it.
The next question to you, Lana, how often?
I need it almost every day, but I suppose I hear it about twice a week.
And now what about brothers and sisters? David, you tell your sister quite often.
You're kidding.
You don't? But they probably do love each other. That might be the kind of thing that teenagers just don't do.
I think you're right, Dick. We know they love each other.
Okay. Well, at this point, let's go back to my son and see what the Shimadas had to say. We're interested in that.
Hi, Shimada-san.
Hi, this is Shimada family. How about you? When did you last say? Oh, I can't recall. I don't remember. Do you say? Or you don't? I love you? Well, I don't remember I said I love you. Sometimes he's drunken, he says I love you. Well, we have the results for this first question. This is from studio. This is a result. Well, you might have expected it, but, you know, a large number for can't remember in Japan. And in the US, first answer was 58%. What's your comment, Carol, on these results? Do you find it strange?
Yes, that's a very clear difference in culture.
In the case of Japan, we do not express our feeling, but it doesn't mean we do not love the others. Please understand it. Okay, this is interactive system. Well, let me introduce companion system in Japan. Well, we have 300 households picked up, and this is ABC Studio, and there is a linkage between this studio and 300 households, and we have instant results of the opinions from 300 households. Carol, this is the Japanese system. Carol, could you explain Qube system on your side?
Yes, I would be glad to. In fact, we've prepared a videotape to explain how the Qube interactive system works. So let's watch.
The leader in American two-way technology is Warner Amex Cable Communications, which started its Qube service in 1977. Through a sophisticated computer network, viewers in the 6 metropolitan Qube systems can simultaneously register their opinions by touching in on a Qube console. Participants are alerted to register responses by a Touch Now message. As the viewer touches one of 5 response buttons, a polling computer gathers the anonymous responses in each city. That data is then retrieved and calculated by a central computer in Columbus, Ohio, and within seconds those results are displayed on the television screen for all to see. Today, Companion and Qube bring responses from 2 nations together on Japan Touch Now America.
Now, this is how we do opinion polls. Now, Kyoto Tamai in Kyoto. Could you introduce the family members of Shimada's? Yes, this is Shimada's home. And this is in Kyoto. First, look at the views of Kyoto. Well, like other old cities, Kyoto is packed with automobiles and people, but different from other cities. It is the 1,000 old, and it was capital of Japan until 100 years ago. No battle was engaged in this city, so you see a lot of old temples and shrines. And we have many visitors from abroad as well as from Japan, and many visitors crowd Kyoto. This year we had a very cold winter, and it is rather too early to see cherry blossoms in Kyoto. It is very unlucky. Shimada's home is in the northern part of Kyoto called Iwakura, and this area is newly developed housing area. And there is a housing complex near here. And here you see a lot for individual single-family homes. And this is Shimada's home, from which I am reporting. Mr. Tsuneo Shimada, husband, and Mrs. Katsuko Shimada. What's your job, Mr. Shimada? I am working for Nissan Datsun Automobiles Company. I am a dealer. I am working for the sales office for Datsun. When were you born? I was born in 1938. I heard your wife. Well, how long have you been in marriage? 15 years. And 4 years difference. And I hear that you are alumni of the same university. Yes, that's right. They have 2 children. Could you introduce yourself? Hello, my name is Chikara, the first son. Beginning this April, I'm the first year in the senior high school. I'm 14 years old. Age. My name is Asako, and this April I'll be the 6th grade of the elementary school. Dick, this is Shimada families. Could you introduce the family members, Dick?
Yes, I'd like that very much, but I think it would be a good idea to tell you a little about the city of Columbus. Columbus, the capital of Ohio, with a metro area of about 1 million, has been called Test Market City, USA, because it represents a cross-section of America. Along with manufacturing, retail, service, and agricultural industries, Columbus is home to the Battelle Institute, the world's largest independent research organization, as well as Ohio State University. The Osmond family lives in a northern suburb of Columbus. Founded in 1803, this area patterns itself after colonial America, with brick sidewalks and 2-story houses. Recently, it has attracted many executive business offices as well. The average income here is about $32,000 per year. The Osmond home, located in an area that has been developed only within the last 10 years, is considered temporary in design. And here we are back live, and we're talking to the Osmond family. And this is Martin Osmond, and this is his wife, Lana. And why don't the 2 kids introduce themselves? David, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm David, and I go to Worthing Way Middle School, and I'm 15 years old. and I like to play sports, and I like to work with computers.
Talk more about that later. And Chris, tell us about yourself.
My name is Kristen. I'm in 6th grade. I'm 12 years old, and the thing I like to do most is play tennis.
And we're going to talk more about that as well just a little bit later. And to my son, this is the Osmond family.
はい。それではですね、直接ご挨拶をしていただきましょうか。どうでしょう。
Mr. Shimada, could you say hello directly to Mr. and Mrs. Osmond?
こんにちは。
Hello. Hello, Mr. Osmond.
Hello, Mr. Shimada.
こんにちは。
Can you hear me all right?
はい、聞こえてますよ。
Yes, yes, hello. Yes,
Great.
hello.
Maybe we can talk a little bit about
Mrs.
how the
Shimada.
families felt about doing all this. Were you all nervous there in Japan?
Well, anyway, this is live connecting Japan and the United States, and it's. I think this is a starting point for mutual understanding. Conversation is the initial step for conversation. Well, we have the next question. Carol, we have the next question. Well, the maps you are now looking at shows Japan and the United States. And here's a question to all the viewers. The question is this: in which location, 1, 2, 3, or 4, is the capital of Japan? Where is the capital of Japan? Please answer by the number. Now, touch now.
さあ、まあこれは初歩的な問題でございまして。
Well, this is a very elementary question to see to what extent the average people know the other country. Carol?
Yes.
Well, you are engaged in TV job. Do you have any experience with talking with Japanese or discussing Japanese topics?
As a matter of fact, interest in Japan seems to be growing. And one of the program services, which is made available on our cable system, is called ESPN, and it features a regular program called Japan 120.
Yes, we would like to encourage you to do more. Dick?
Dick さん、聞こえますか?
Can I speak to Dick?
オズモンドさんのご家庭で、
Well,
yes, sir.
このことについて少し聞いていただき
Could you interview the Osmonds about something about Japan? Do they know about
Well,
Japan?
sir, well, we're going to find out right now. In fact, Marty is as the senior member of the family. Tell us a little bit about your impressions of Japanese people. I know you've never visited Japan, but what are your impressions?
Well, from what I've read and what I've seen, they're a highly industrialized nation and have taken a lot of ideas that the United States has started and improved them tremendously.
David, you mentioned electronics before. You're interested in that. What impressions do you have?
Well, they import a lot of products like Sony and Dots, and they make.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have this result.
And I have a lot of products
Well,
upstairs.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. This is the result of the question. The third is the right answer. Tokyo and Washington are 3 in number. There are some people giving wrong answer, but I think the percentage is similar to Japan and USA. But of course, it doesn't mean there is a full understanding of the counterpart. But anyway, this is elementary question. Now we have the commercial. I think this is the first attempt to Japanese commercial broadcast in the United States.
理解できるかな?
S ライン深川5です。S ライン深川どうぞ。暴露帳コース配達すべて完了しましたか？
こちらは S ライン岐阜深川支店です。いかがです？富士通 MCA 無線の活躍ぶり。現在 MCA 無線何台ぐらいお使いなんですか？
うちの支店にはですね、約30台入っております。今まではね、簡易無線使ったんです。MCA 無線に変えましてね、地域が狭くって取らないところも、ね、東京とか大体1円入るようになりまして、非常に便利になりました。
MCA 無線をこれからはどんな風に活用なさっていくご計画ですか？
やはりね、全国的にこれを大きく広めていってですね、データ通信ができるようにですね、これを活用していきたいと。
お客様にきめ細やかな対応ができる富士通の MCA 無線システムです。どなたか私を家まで配達していただけますか？はい。
Now I'd like to ask the head of the household in both countries to get ready to answer this next question. Are you ready? The question is this: on which do you place the higher priority, career or home? Number one, career. Number two, home. Touch now. Carol?
Yes.
How do you expect the result of this question?
Well, it's difficult to predict the way an entire population might answer, but I have a feeling we are going to see a difference in the answers between our two countries. I just hope that our viewers are responding.
Yes, so we also predict that there will be difference between the way Japanese and Americans think. Maybe quite a big difference, and Carol's predicts. Now this is the result. Wow, yes. As expected. Yes, please. Go on.
Yes, this is exactly what I expected. There is a clear difference between the Japanese emphasis on career and the U.S.'s emphasis on home.
Yes, Japanese people like working, and in other words, you have to work in Japan to live. Well, let us go on to the next question. Well, this time, let's ask the head of households who answered home-oriented to the previous question to answer this question. Those of you who touched in on career do not answer this question. Well, the question is this: how often do you have dinner with your family? Number one, always. Two, more than 50%. Number three, less than 50%. Touch now. Well, Carol. Do you hear us? How do you predict? What's your prediction of this question?
Well, I think the way the U.S. responses showed that home was more important than career will be expressed in this question as well. I believe that we'll find that the majority of those responding in the States will say that they eat with their family more than half the time. But I understand that's not necessarily true in Japan. Tamai-san, why is that?
Well, we have results before Tamai's comments. This is a result. So, what's the result? Fairly large portion of the heads of the households showing this. Well, Tamai, could you interview Shimada's family? What's your answer to this question, Shimada? Well, as is the case in the United States, I think family is important, and we wish to put emphasis on family, and this is the reason why we work hard. We work hard because of the importance of family. Why can't you have dinner with family members? Well, at present, in terms of my position, I am a mid-managing strata. I have to talk with my boss as well as my people. Therefore, this is a part of our job to talk with many people. How do you see this situation in Japan? Well, so far as my husband is concerned, well, work only seems to be the case, and I find it a pity to see he's working. Did you understand, Carol?
I'm somewhat surprised that the results were so similar between our two countries.
Yes, true. We didn't see any big difference. Yeah, but Carol, in the case of Japanese, they are oriented to work. But as he said, this is because they put emphasis on family. Did you understand this point?
That was a new point for me, and I'm very glad to learn it.
Well, this is how Japanese people think. Well, please understand it. Okay. Next question. Here's the question to all the viewers. Be ready to choose your answer. What type of person would be promoted first in terms of business? What type of person would be promoted first? Number 1, hard worker. Number 2, intelligent persons. Number 3, conniver. And number 4, lucky person. Touch now. Dick?
Yes, sir.
Dick, could you interview Osmonds? What's the response of Osmonds as to this question?
Well, on the question of where you would touch in as what type of person would be promoted first, Marty, where did you touch in?
I think it's really a combination of both, and I pushed hard-working, but I really feel it's a combination of intelligence and hard work. I feel that both of them combined really are natural. It doesn't hurt to be lucky also.
Now, your husband is in investments, Lana. Now, there's an element of luck there. Do you think luck plays some kind of a role?
I think a little, but as far as I'm concerned, intelligence usually comes out in the end.
And hard work, Kristen, because you're a tennis player, right?
Yeah.
And practice makes the difference, right?
Yeah.
Okay, at this point, let's go back to the Shimada family and find out more about what they think.
Okay. How about you, Shimada? Yes, I also think a mixture is necessary. Intelligent and hard worker. In a company, I think company is a certain ship, and there are many members of crew, and captain, or leaders of the company should be one aspect, and all the employees should understand what the leader thinks. I think this is very important for companies. So you put importance to human relations in Japan. Yes, this is a result of this question. Well, the same thing could be said. Yes, hard working is necessary. I think this is principle. Lucky is not so important. Well, in Japan, relatively higher number of percentage is shown for number 4. Well, this may be the case in Japan. In Japan, sometimes we see that lucky persons are promoted. Well, we have the next question. Are you ready? Well, the next question is this. What is your opinion of the following statement? Money can buy anything. Number 1, agree. Number 2, disagree. Now, touch now. Carol, what's your prediction of this question?
You always ask me these hard questions and don't let me talk about results. Let me put it this way.
Sorry?
If one doesn't have enough money, that can cause a great deal of stress and difficulty within a family. But if you had all the money you could want, you still might not be happy. So I would have to say that I do not agree with the statement.
Well, Japanese is called economic animal in one time. Do you have any comments on economic animal? Do you still think so?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Okay, let's move on to the result of this question. Well, this is the result for this question. Well, quite a difference between Japan and the United States. Well, the Japanese people is more real. Well, what's your comment, Carol?
I'm not surprised to see such a clear difference between agree and disagree with the U.S. I would find that the closest comparison would be between the 56% of Japanese who agree and the 72% of the state's responders who disagree. This would show us to be on opposite sides in this issue.
Yes. So how do you judge the Japanese people's way of thinking?
I don't think it's fair to judge the entire Japanese people by their response to this question. I do understand that this question has been asked before, and The fact that the Japanese split is so close would lead me to believe that they are at this point reassessing the importance of money in their lives.
It's a welcome comment. Thank you.
今日はここ大京観光ライオンズマンションのモデルルームをお尋ねしてのレポートです。こちらでは富士通のパソコン FM11 をどのように活用なさっているんですか？
このマンションというのは非常に高額な商品ですから、より綿密な資金計画をシミュレーションを通して分かりやすくしているんです。今までですと電卓でですね計算してそれを書いてそれをお客様に見せたわけなんですけれども、でこの FM11 を導入したおかげで、その応対が非常にスピーディーになりましてね、お客様の信頼もですねかなり向上して、一石二鳥というわけです。
身近なところで暮らしのお役に立っている富士通のパソコン FM シリーズ。ここライオンズマンションでも FM11 は大活躍のようですね。私にもこのマンション買えますかしら。
Well, we have some discussion on business in Japan and the United States. Let us look at inside of homes, family living and culture. Yes, I'm interested in that. First, let me introduce the inside of Japanese houses. Well, let me show you the inside of Shimada's home. We have a videotape. Yes, this is Chikara, first son. He's interested in personal microcomputers. It is his hobby. This is the uniform for school. The schools, they have to wear uniforms when attending schools, and this April he will be the first grade in the senior high school. And Asako is cleaning the room. Do you usually do this? Well, I'm not sure. Well, there is no particular room for parents. This is their daily life. And they sleep on this room. On the tatami mats, they lay futon to sleep. So when you hold a futon, then the space is open for other purposes. It's very convenient, isn't it? This is a family Buddhist altar, and they worship their ancestors daily with grandfathers and mothers. This is garden of my home. This may be a miniature from the viewpoints of Americans who are used to big size. Well, we wish to have some ground for practicing putting for golf. Let us look at kitchen. Well, could you introduce the kitchen? Well, I think this is very compact and easy to use, isn't it? Well, it's anyway not spacious, and we're going to expand it soon. I'm sorry, but can I open the refrigerator? Osmonds, this is the refrigerator of Shimada's family. Let us look at the inside of the fridge. Well, eggs here. Well, we find something related to America. Maybe you find the same thing in your refrigerator. This is grapefruits from California of the United States, lemon from America. So we have a lot of agricultural products from the United States. This corn is also from the United States. We hope negotiations between Japan and America as for agricultural products will be settled soon. Now this is the kitchen.
And let's take a tour right now of the Osmond family's home. The Martin Osmond home is spacious, contemporary, and reflects the family's lifestyle and interests. Mrs. Osmond chose the decor, which is tasteful, casual, and comfortable. The kitchen is equipped with all the necessary utensils to assist Mrs. Osmond in preparing meals for the family. It has all the modern appliances and American housewife values. The bedrooms are where family members can pursue their own interests. A number of family activities take place in the playroom. One favorite is ping pong, which David and Kristen frequently enjoy. But Mr. Osmond prefers relaxing in the hot tub. The Osmond home offers a number of the amenities Americans value in their home. And here we are right here live in the kitchen, and I'm with Lana, and we're going to go over now. We're going to take a look at an American refrigerator. Now, most people in America have seen this, so this is for the people in Japan. What about the outside of the refrigerator?
Oh, we always put the children's grade cards on the refrigerator, especially if they're good. Also, we put their schedule. This is David's basketball schedule. We usually put favorite pictures on the refrigerator, sometimes messages.
Coupons.
Coupons, right. I do take coupons to the supermarket.
Save a little money.
Right.
Okay, let's open up and see what we have in an American refrigerator. Okay, first of all, lots of milk.
Lots of milk. All four of us drink milk. So we usually have 3 or 4 gallons in the refrigerator.
And I see some foods, you know, with all the talk about what food is healthy and what isn't. We see yogurt.
Right. We always have lots of fruit and vegetables.
This is a tennis ball.
Right. Not too many people probably keep tennis balls in their refrigerator, but it does preserve the life of the balls. And since all 4 of us play, especially my daughter plays almost every day, so that's where we always keep them.
Okay, great. And we hope, Tamae-san, that you have enjoyed the tour of the Osmond home.
Well, we see some differences between the two scenes. Japanese have Japanese situation. Well, we are surprised to see a tennis ball in refrigerator. What's your impression, Carol?
Not everyone in the States keeps tennis balls in their refrigerator, but it was effective and it did get our attention. You know, I think, Sekiguchi-san, that we should direct the next question to the children. So I'd like to ask that the kids in Japan and the States get ready with their Qube console or the companion system and answer the next question. Now think about this. When your mother scolds you, what does she most often say? Is it button number 1, do your homework? Button number 2, be quiet. Button number 3, turn off the TV. Or button number 4, go to bed. Remember, you're anonymous as you respond. Please touch now.
Well, this is something we talk about a lot in Japan as well. Well, Osborne's Christine, in Osborne's Christine. Yes. I would like to ask Christine. What is your answer, Christine?
It would be turn the TV off.
Well, Chris says turn the TV off, and David, what do you say?
We'd probably go to bed and stuff. It happens all the time.
Do you think turning the television off is a punishment, Lana?
I do feel it is a punishment, mainly because so many kids here in America watch television every day after school and sometimes through the evening hours instead of doing their homework. So it definitely is a punishment.
Especially for Kristen, man. She always has problems and stuff, man. TV, she always gets in trouble.
Do you turn the TV off? Do the Shimadas turn the TV off as punishment in their home?
Well, what's the situation in your family, Shimada-san? Well, he was preparing for entrance examination, so we tried to switch off TV as much as possible. What is your answer, Asako? Number 1, do homework. Chikara's answer is number 1, and Asako's answer is number 4. Well, we have this result. Number 1, well, majority of the children in Japan is said to do homework. And the US, 39% for be quiet. Well, maybe they talk a lot. Well, so in Japan, study, homework is very important. Well, next, let us see the daily life of children. Do we have Tamai's report? Yes. In our daily life in Japan, I think one of the characteristics in Japan can be seen from the after-school lifestyle of children. This is the case of Asako. Well, Asako left school usually 3 or 3 o'clock p.m. or 3:30 and takes off the shoes and come home in this way and leave the baggage for school and carry the bag for cram school. Do you understand cram school in Japan? In Japan we have a lot of cram school. There is separate private school to study more in order to pass the entrance examination to a better high school. In Japan, a lot of elementary school pupils attend these cram schools. According to certain statistics, 30% of students, pupils attend this type of school. Asako attends 5 times a week. And in addition, she practices piano. In Japan, piano, calligraphy, swimming are favorite activities outside school. Of course, Asako plays with her friends, and Chikara do dance sports, football and others, but I think cram school is very peculiar to Japan, so this is why we introduced cram school. What's the situation in the United States? Dick, could you introduce it?
Okay, to my son, here are some scenes that might give you a better idea. David and Kristen Osmond are 2 athletic, hard-working young people who spend most of their free time involved with sports. After school at Worthing Way Junior High School, David practices basketball. He is a point guard on the Northwest Falcons, a local team which plays throughout the state of Ohio. David is also interested in electronics, and he often strings tennis rackets for his sister and friends. Kristen attends Worthington Estates Elementary School. After school, she practices tennis with a professional tennis instructor, training 2 to 3 hours a day. Hard work that has paid off for Kristen, for she is 16th in the nation in her age group. In working and playing, the Osmond kids are enthusiastic in just about everything that they do.
Well, Dick, may I ask you, in the United States, American children, comparing American children and Japanese children, and we have this time to have a situation to let them talk. How about having conversation between the 2 kids?
Okay, well, let's do that. David, why don't you go first and tell the children in Japan a little bit about what you want to do?
Well, I want to be an engineer or go into electronics. I like to work with my computer a lot and stuff.
You have your own computer?
Yeah, it's a Commodore 64.
And Chris, tell us a little bit about what your hopes are.
I want to become a professional tennis player.
And as we saw on the tape, you work very hard at that, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to ask a question of people in Japan?
Yes.
We'd like to know what their hopes are.
Do you have any questions to ask?
Does Dakara like to work after school when he goes to school? Because there's 2 schools. Yeah.
Is it to Chikara? Question to Chikara?
Yes.
Yes, well, with regard to my future, I've not decided yet as to my own future. What's your present most favorite thing to do? Well, let us move on to the next question. Carol, could you move on to the next question?
Certainly, Sekiguchi-san. I think that the children just got a taste of talking to each other. But I also believe that raising children is a concern for parents all over the world. And I'm sure that the Shimadas and the Osmonds, as well as those of you responding interactively in both countries, share that concern. So please, all of you, get ready to respond on both Companion and the Qube consoles. Here's the question. In raising children, what do you most concentrate on day to day? Is it their education and their knowledge? Is it their health and physical well-being? Is it social graces and conventions? Or is it their adjustment and emotional well-being? You can only choose one. Which is it that you concentrate on most day to day? Touch now.
はい、これはディックさん、オズモンド家に聞きましょう。
Well, Dick, could you interview Osmonds?
And Dick will lead you in.
Your earphones, I could come off.
Yes, we're going to talk to Marty Osmond and the family about what he stresses with his family. Marty, what do you stress?
Well, my kids have a lot of outside interests that take an awful lot of time. David's stringing rackets over at Herman's, and which is a sporting goods store in town. And Kristen, heavily involved in tennis 2 or 3 hours every day. Those things are important to them, and however, education is the most important thing that we stress.
What would you do, Mrs. Osmond, if studying and tennis for Chris was a conflict and she couldn't do both?
Well,
we have the
if she
results.
couldn't do both, obviously the education comes first.
Well,
but when Kristen has
earned the
tournaments,
highest percentage in
she
Japan.
simply
In the
gets her
States,
homework.
education. Well, this is somewhat different from
She gets it done.
our
She gets it
prediction.
Right.
And with
Chris, how
regard
do you feel
to
about
adjustment,
I feel the same
28%
thing.
in the United States. Well,
Yeah, I
only
should take
4%
my
for social
homework
graces
with
in the
me and
United
do
States
it.
do
And I
not
think she's right.
care
Even though you
about
do want to be a professional
graces.
tennis player.
I think
This is a
education
little bit
comes
surprising result
Okay.
on our side.
Sekaguchi, let's go back to you.
What's your response? Tamai, what's the case of Shimada family?
やっぱり健康と体力。
Yes, health is important. Physical strength is important, in my view. This is my view. Do you agree, Mrs. Shimada? Well, in the Japanese society, education is important in the Japanese society, I think.
ただいま私美人にしていただいております。今回は女性にとって最も関心のあるお化粧ポーラ化粧品をお尋ねしてのレポートです。ところで富士通のファクシミリはお役に立ってますか？
そうですね、おかげさまで非常に情報の流れがですねスピードを増しまして、はい、お客様の声もですね早く届くようになりました。
こちらで送っているわけですね。
こういったカードを使いましてですね、自動的に相手の方に送信できる。
はい、じゃあどなたでも簡単に送ることができるわけですね。こんなすごいことが簡単にできる秘密というのはこのフロッピーディスクが記憶してくれるからなんですよね。富士通のファクシミリファコムファックス700、いわば頭脳を持ったこれからの時代のファクシミリです。
Well, back again. We have presents from American counterparts. Yes, you received gifts from Osmonds. Please open your gifts.
だけどあれですね、もっと話したかったですね。
Well, we wanted to have more time to talk to each other. Don't you think so? Yes. Yes, we wanted to have much more time.
お話し合いをしてそれから
And
お互いに
as we have more and more conversation, and then this may lead to a better relationship. Yes, truly, we didn't have sufficient time. Could you have your final comments, Dick? Or should we have the results? Or Carol?
今日の結果をじゃあ振り返ってもいいかな。
Well,
Well, it
let
would
us look
seem,
back to...
Sekiguchi-san,
はい。
that we have run out of time, and it is the time to look at the results from all of the questions. If I might, I'd like to suggest that one of the most surprising things is that cram schools and homework were so important to the Japanese, but education did not seem to be.
そうですか。そうですか。
How about the results concerning job? Well, home-oriented or work-oriented, we had some differences, but in principle, in Japan, work-oriented means family-oriented in a basic attitude, so this may be the same. Okay. Today we have this companion Qube special. We discussed a lot. Charmin, do you have any impression? Well, we have a difference in terms of culture, and therefore it's natural to have some differences, but only after understanding the differences we'll be able to understand each other. Japan and the United States seem to close each other, but yet there is much room to be improved. We have to deepen our understanding, and well, understanding is a key word to open up to the world, and I think, I hope this kind of program will turn out to be one of the ones. Carol, do you have final comment?
Yes, Sekiguchi-san, I couldn't agree more. In this age of increasing world tension, it's so important to provide a way for the people, not just the governments of nations, to talk to one another. So tools like interactive television play an important role.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, it starts with the conversation between people. Thank you very much. Let us see you again.
See you again sometime. Bye-bye.